Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'd like to do an update on my the personal finance manager, which I built using the help of Antigravity. So there's a lot of features that I've been adding since my last video. So I just want to take you through all the features that I put in place, and there'll be more to come to just give you an example of what's possible. So this is my personal finance manager app that I built with the help of Antigravity. And in my last video, getting started with Google Antigravity, I did a video on how I went about to create it with um, the first features. So I'll put a link below to that video if you want to check it out. So this is my personal finance manager that I built using with the help of Antigravity. It's running on Streamlit with the DuckDB backend. So it's really my choice to go with Streamlit and DuckDB. So on the left hand side, I've got the dashboard. I mean the navigation pane. So the first page is the dashboard. Then I've got my transactions, which I can add. The expenses, for example, I can add my expenses here, and then groceries, I can have test, add my expenses. Okay, I can also add my revenue, for example, add my revenue, and then I can also delete it. Okay, next up, I've got the budget. I can easily add my budget for the month. Okay, test, I can set the budget. Okay, then I've got a little report coming up based on my my revenue, my expenses, and the budget. I've got this visual here, which obviously I can update. Okay, moving on, I've got also the import and the export, which allows me to import the data directly into my tables, whether it be expenses, revenue, or budget. Okay, I can also export my data. And I also prompted it to add in an additional feature that is to backup. We'll look into that later on, but it also allows me to back up my files, my database files, because it's all running locally on my computer for now. I'm also able to upload any documents. For example, I can upload, detailed bank transactions, for example, and have it extract the data here. And I also added an additional feature, which is an AI advisor. So based on all the data that I'm going to enter in the coming months, I will then allow it to also analyze my finances and give me some advice on it. Okay, so if you're wondering, the AI advisor is based on, or I'm using the Gemini API, which is all free, which you can also set up. Okay, I also integrated voice input. Okay, so this one is quite cool. For example, I can record my voice. Okay, so I spent about 10,000 francs today. Okay, if I say stop recording, process it. So it's processing the voice using Gemini API. Okay, and as you guys can see, it extracted the text from the voice. I spent about 10,000 francs today, that's exact. And that's about 10,000 francs, that's fine. And it's the category that I can input, for example, shopping, and I say confirm and save. Okay, and normally we're going to see that back in our transaction as the expenses. Okay, so that's the line that we just added. Sorry, this one here, 10,000 francs. So I said cool or what? Okay, so I included the voice input as well. And last but not the least, I included as well an SQL interface, just in case if I want to analyze it using SQL. Okay, so for example, I run the query and I've got my record showing. Okay, and obviously I can continuously add in more features, to my app. So this is the interface here. If you haven't watched my video, go and watch the Antigravity, because it is the best of the best that I've used so far. And all the prompts that I input here, it just works. it goes on. I mean, what happens is that Antigravity creates three types of artifacts, right? So artifacts are basically the markdown documents that the agent uses to record what it's going to do and to record its findings. Okay, so the very first one is the task. When I prompt it, it goes through and lists all the tasks that it needs to do. And then after that, from there, it's going to go through the walkthrough. So the walkthrough is, from the task, it goes over to the implementation plan. Okay, so the implementation plan, basically, it's going to outline what it's going to do in terms of your request. Okay, and then it's going to go through, implement that. And lastly, it's going to provide you a walkthrough. Okay, which is, it will sort of list down everything that it implemented in your app. Okay, so this is Antigravity. I also like the fact that I can connect it to GitHub. So I've got my one connected to GitHub, and I just push all my files through. Okay, so each time whenever I implement a feature, I just commit all my changes to Git, so everything is on Git. Okay, so Antigravity, so far for me personally, it is the best of the best. I mean, I just give it the prompt. I'm using the Gemini 3 Pro High. So I just give it the prompt. It goes through, like I said, the task, the implementation plan, and the walkthrough, and it just gets the job done. There was no time where it had an error. You know, when it implemented the task, it worked the first time. So I am so happy with this application. This is my first application, and as you guys can see, it just works. I've used other applications to create, other tools that I won't mention here, to create, small apps to see how it works. And there's always, errors, and we had to prompt and it had to correct stuff. And there was always this cycle or this process that we have to go through to reprompt the AI. But Gemini 3 Pro running, Antigravity is running on Gemini 3 Pro, and it is the best of the best. So if you haven't tried Antigravity yet, I'll put the link below to my video, which I did, the last video, actually taking you through implementing this. So then, I could easily add on other functionalities. Okay, I started with the personal finance manager because that's one of my goals for 2026 is to have my own personal finance manager. And then I connected it to AI as well for it to then analyze all my expenses revenue and, give me financial advice based on my data. I inputted voice. I inputted the SQL interface. So it's basically depending on what you want, and Google's Antigravity just gets the job done without a fuss. I started all these modifications today. As of the time of this recording, it's the 30th. So I started this adding these functionalities 2 days ago. And this app is already up and running. So this is just amazing. I'm so happy with this product, with this new IDE development platform, and I am looking at more apps to build. So if you haven't tried it out, check out my video below and try it out yourself. Try it out yourself. So I'm so happy. So I'm just gonna go on and build some more apps. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you check Antigravity out, and I'll talk to you all in my next video.